And your radio dial is tuned to 90.3 The Rock WUTK FM. I'll do. Live on your radio and also via the magic of videotape. It is UTTV The Rock Unplugged, and you can check out The Rock Unplugged. That would be every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 9 on Channel 194 on the Comcast Digital Package and Channel 65 here on campus. My name's Benny Smith. Glad to be here and your host on the radio and on the TV portion as well. And so tickled to, what we do with this deal with The Rock Unplugged is we have great musicians and performers come through town or maybe call Knoxville home, and we like to have them live in studio to perform, especially if they got a new CD out. Maybe they're performing live here in the next few days. And then we will have it on the air radio-wise live, and we'll videotape it and replay it, a month or so later on The Rock Unplugged. And you can always find out by keeping tuned to 90.3 The Rock as to who's going to be on that week. Or you can always check out our website, and you can see who's going to be on as well. And today, live in studio, we are very, very happy to have a couple of guests. One who I think, Josh, you've been here before at some point, haven't you? With some outfit or somebody, haven't you?
I think I've been in here, but I've never played.
Wow,
yeah.
So you've just been an observer, I guess.
Yeah,
so very, very cool to have you participating today.
Thanks.
Cornelia Overton, ladies first. Hello, Cornelia.
Hi.
And our buddy Josh Oliver right there next to him. Howdy, Josh.
Hi.
Thanks so much for reaching out. Cornelia, welcome to the station.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you. Your first trip here and my first time hearing you. You guys somewhat fresh off the road a little bit, I guess, with the bus driver tour. We're going to come back and talk about that. Josh, a very colorful past and present, if you will, with lots of other bands and musicians that you hear a lot here on 90.3 The Rock who've come and played live in studio as well, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about that. But these two collaborating for the first time as a duo, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
How about doing this one? We'll come back and talk a little bit.
All right.
What you going to do?
This is a song I came across recently. It's called "The Farmer Is the Man."
Very cool.
It's an old one from the early part of the last century.
All right. It's Cornelia Overton and Josh Oliver live on 90.3 The Rock and on UTTV The Rock Unplugged. Let her go.
The farmer comes to town with his wagon broken down, but the farmer is the man who feeds us all. If you'll only look and see, then I'm sure you will agree that the farmer is the man who feeds us all. The farmer is the man, the farmer is the man, lives on credit until fall. Then they take him by the hand and they lead him through the land, and the middleman's the one that gets it all. Oh, the lawyer hangs around while the butcher cuts him down, but the farmer is the man who feeds them all. And the preacher and the cook go strolling by the end, but the farmer is the man who feeds them all. The farmer is the man, the farmer is the man, lives on credit until fall. Then they take him by the hand and they lead him through his land, and the middleman's the one that gets it all. When the banker says he's broke and the merchant's up in smoke, it's the farmer who's the man who feeds them all. It would put them to the test if the farmer took the rest. Well, the farmer is the man who feeds them all. The farmer is the man, the farmer is the man, lives on credit until fall. Then they take him by the hand and they lead him through the land, and the middleman's the one that feeds them all.
Amen to that. Great song, an even better story, and sad but true, basically, a lot of that. Cornelia Overton, Josh Oliver. What was the title of that one? What was the name of that one again?
Called The Farmer is the Man.
There you go. Obviously, in the chorus, an old-timey tune, you can tell, and you guys doing it up great. Very, very good tune there.
Thank you.
Josh Oliver, Cornelia Overton, live in studio here at 90.3 The Rock and UTTV, The Rock Unplugged. So proud to have them in here, and been looking forward to this one ever since Josh shot me a Facebook message, I guess about a month ago, 3 weeks ago or so, and I guess you confirmed the day. We've been trying to make something happen, and this is a perfect opportunity to do it, so glad to have you in here. Josh, you're a Blount County native, right? Is that right?
That's right.
Where'd you go to school over there?
William Blount.
All right, very cool. Smithville, Tennessee, right? Where you're from, Cornelia?
Yeah, originally from Smithville.
All
also
right.
kind of from Nashville. I went to school in Nashville.
Right,
So.
right. Very cool. Well, we're glad to have you in Knoxville, and obviously you're just one county over, dude. So you're still home here anyway. So, we'll talk a little bit about. Let's talk a little bit about you first, Josh. Folks have heard you on your solo CD right there. If you're looking at it, keeping score at home, it's called Troubles. It's been out since 2011, I guess, summer 2011 you released it.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Cover tunes, some originals on there as well, right? And
There's a couple.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some old
Troubles.
traditional tunes.
Yeah, Troubles, especially the one they heard here quite a bit, that we played quite a bit. But you're really, I guess that was really your first foray into kind of stepping out and being the front man, right? Because I guess I first came in contact with you when maybe you were with the Everybody Field, if not
Probably
before
so, yeah.
that. And I've seen you perform with so many others. Of course, Sam Quinn in one form or another, and I think Mandolin Orange. You've done some great stuff. Gosh, what a great group they are. And then I think I saw some footage of the New Familiars up at Rhythm and Roots, was it? Or what was that with then? So you're definitely one of those sidemen that can do a lot. You Rhythm and Blooms last spring with the Everybody Fields reunion show, which is great in the Tennessee Theater. Did some wonderful piano work as well there, and then obviously the harmony vocals. How long you been doing this music thing, man? Because it's so effortless and you're so good at it, whether it's as a sideman or whether you stepped up and do your solo CD. How long you been doing this music thing?
I kind of got started back in college when I went to ETSU.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I met Sam and Jill from the Everybody Fields.
Were you in the bluegrass program up there? Were you just?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was part of that program.
Yeah. So you had nowhere to run. You had to make music.
Yeah.
That's how you make it great. What a great program up there too.
Yeah, it's really neat.
And then when you got about a mile and a half, 2 miles down the road, you got the Down Home to go perform in and do open hoots and whatnot. I grew up in Greenville, so Down Home is where I cut my teeth on live music, seeing Newgrass Revival and Wilder and Doc Watson and his Christmas shows every year, which was a great thing. And that had to be a lot of fun up at ETSU, wasn't it?
I had a blast. Yeah.
And then you met Sam and Jill and the whole Everybody's Field thing. And so you were part of that when they moved down here to Knoxville, is that right? Or how did that all work out?
Yeah, I think I started playing with them right before they moved to Knoxville, and I kind of stayed up there for a while.
Because they kind of moved down here with the band and went through a couple little transformation type things, but so glad that Sam's decided to stay and Jill stayed quite a while here. Now she's in Nashville, I think, as well.
Is now.
And it's so cool that every now and then you can get back together and do the Everybody Fields thing. Is that, it doesn't surprise me because I'm a big fan, and I was actually, I guess, the first person to bring him to town and put him on the radio upstairs at Patrick Sullivan's years and years ago when I was at 100.3 The River doing the Americana Cafe thing. But there's still such a rabid fan base for the Everybody Fields, isn't there? The Tennessee Theater show last year, that was proof of it. That's got to be fun. Didn't you get back together with those guys and doing that?
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Is it something? Well, go ahead.
It's something I wish we could do more, but I don't have any say in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I thought it was kind of funny. No Depression, I don't know, when they were doing that review of Troubles, of your solo CD, they said you were kind of like the kid that got caught up in the divorce when Sam and Jill split, and the band kind of split, and I'm kind of like, well, that's an interesting way to put it, but obviously that band went on and still getting back together and doing some shows from time to time. But I think what you brought to it seemed like, is you helped expand the sound a little bit, especially on the piano and doing some things like you did there and assisting, and obviously with the harmony vocals. But just a great band, and still the music that just, when we play it on the radio, it sounds so good. But it's so good to see you and Sam and Jill off doing your own things and, doing quite well, too. And doesn't surprise me because there's so much talent on one stage whenever the Everybody Fields got on stage. And whether it was Megan as well, McCormick, who was a member of the band for a while. And
she's doing well in Nashville.
She really is. It's so good to see that, too. And so always a lot of fun when the Everybody Fields were on stage. Tell me a little about, about you and I, and you can too, Cornelia. And we've got Josh Oliver and Cornelia Overton live in studio on The Rock and on UTTV, The Rock Unplugged. How'd you get hooked up with Paul Lee and Ian and Danny and the bus driver tour and go way out west and live to tell about that? How'd that all come together?
Well, I'll go first. I was playing with a few friends of mine in a band called Dixie Ghost this past spring, just kind of for fun while I was finishing school. And we played a show. It almost got rained out. It was out of someone's farm, and the bus driver tour fellows played right after us. So hung out afterwards and talked to Dan, especially, and he was like, yeah, we're looking for like a lead instrument player to come on this 3-month tour with us this summer, and most people don't want to take off the time. And I was like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing for the summer. That sounds like fun.
And speaking of talented musicians on stage, man, that's 3 right there. You get them together.
Absolutely.
And I mean, any of them can step up and be that man, if you will, at any time. And Josh, you went as well on the road. And how was that? I mean, because you have Montana. I mean, they've got a following, especially I think Ian does out there in the Montana, the Big Sky area. That'd be a lot of fun, wasn't it?
I had a great time. Yeah, I had never been out there, and I wasn't there for the full tour. I was just there for 6 weeks, but I think every gig I played in that 6 weeks was in Montana.
It's a big state.
It was pretty fun.
And you're really in a bus, right? I mean, it's a bus driver tour, really.
It's actually a pretty straightforward name.
And you have he goes by Appalachian Hippie Poet, is that right? Is that what Bill goes by?
Yeah, our friend Bill Alexander, the Appalachian Hippie Poet, came along for several weeks if you add up all the different times he came, and that was awesome.
That had to keep things interesting. What a great guy, and a very colorful addition to our scene, if you will, too. So, speaking again with Cornelia Overton, Josh Oliver live in studio here on 90.3 The Rock WTK. We were talking, I had College Radio Day a week ago today, had Todd Steed in play live, had 3 of the Black Lilies in, Will Wright from Cinderoo and Little Liffey, Scott Miller. Josh, you've been around the scene a little while, and Cornelia, I'm just getting to know you, but obviously you went to school here at UT2 and in a band as well, so this scene is unreal right now, isn't it? I mean, you're part of it here, there, and everywhere, and then doing your own thing, but talk a little about that. I mean, venue-wise, musician-wise, it's as good as it gets right now, isn't it?
I think so, and it seems like all the bands are really supportive of each other, and that's something special. And
that win-win situation we're always talking about here at the station, and everybody's always picking somebody else up, whether it's a gig at Preservation Pub where they just come on and play a one-off with them, or then if like the bus driver tour where they picked you 2 up and take you out west for a while. It's a great thing, and like you said, it's a wonderful thing to have musicians where you don't always have that, banging of the heads and competition, where everybody's cheering for everybody, and it seems like that's going on right now. I want to remind you, you're listening to WTK 90.3 FM, Knoxville, Tennessee, and right now about 10 minutes away from 4 o'clock, Josh Oliver, Cornelia Overton live in studio on The Rock. How about another tune for us?
All right.
Cool. What you going to do?
Here's an old tune called I Saw a Man at the Close of the Day.
Right on.
I saw